Hey, what is up guys? Bricks96 here. Today's review is going to be on LEGO set 76342. That is Spider-Man vs. Mysterio, the Daily Bugle. This set comes with 781 pieces and retails for $99.99. This set does come with 7 minifigures, 3 of them being exclusive, that being the Venomized Captain America, which is the highlight for most people, the new Mysterio, and also the new Rhino minifigure. As far as the other minifigures, you have Spider-Man, Miles, Ghost Spider, and J. Jonah Jameson. Nothing we haven't seen before. But yeah, I'm really excited to build this set because it is part of the modulars that they've been, releasing for the past few years. But yeah, let's go ahead and build this set and take a look. Alrighty guys, so here it is, all built and looking actually pretty cool. I do have the minifigures set up, like if they're fighting each other, you do have the Mysterio fighting Miles Morales, you have Spider-Man going after Rhino, because, J. Jonah Jameson is in trouble as always, and then you do have the Venomized Captain America fighting Gwen Stacy or Ghost Spider right there, which is pretty cool. But let's go ahead and take a look at the minifigures individually and then the build itself. Alrighty, so the first minifigure we'll be taking a look at is going to be Spider-Man. We've had this version of Spider-Man for many years. This is not a bad version of Spider-Man. This one in particularly is because sometimes Spider-Man does have dual molded legs. Unfortunately, he does not have dual molded legs in this set, but he does have arm printing, which is pretty cool. You do see the really cool torso printing in the front, turning it around. He also does have the Spider-Man emblem, which is, again, pretty cool for the details, but a minifigure we've had for many years. But let's go ahead and take a look at the next one. So the next minifigure we'll be taking a look at is going to be Ghost Spider, or Gwen Stacy, however you want to call it. This version of Ghost Spider we've also had for a few years already. Turning her around, you do see she does have this pretty cool, like, lightning bolts and then the fangs of the spider, which are again pretty cool. And she does have this newer hood piece, unfortunately taking the head off. She does not have any second expression. Sorry if the camera wants to focus, but is one thing I do like about this version of Ghost Spider, is she does have this really cool skateboard, which is just honestly just a purple skateboard with some web stickers, which again look pretty cool in my opinion, which I really do like it. You'll see where they actually will go attached, but again, we've had this version of Ghost Spider for a few years already. Nothing new. Alrighty, and the next minifigure we'll be taking a look at is J. Jonah Jameson. I don't know if this minifigure itself is new or if it's just a mix match of pieces as far as the torso goes. I know the face is just specifically for J. Jonah Jameson, because turning the head around, you can see he does have, the web on his mouth to shut him up. But yes, I'm not quite too sure if this torso is new or just a mix match that's been in a few city sets, Harry Potter. I'm not quite too sure, but yes, we do have a really good representation of J. Jonah Jameson, which is really good for the comic and the live action actor, which is again really cool. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next one. Alrighty, so the next minifigure we have is going to be another generic minifigure, only because I do know this is the newer style of Miles Morales, but we've had this version of Miles Morales in a few sets already. Nothing brand new, unfortunately, no arm or leg printing, but you do turn him around and he does have his really cool red spider emblem, which I really do like. I also like the red going above the back of the shoulders, which is really cool. You do see that back muscle, which is, it honestly looks like back muscle. I'm pretty sure it's just supposed to be webs, but like right above the spider, which it kind of looks like it's threading webs, which is kind of cool, but in a way it kind of looks like back muscle just because you do have the indentations of muscle right there. But yeah, really cool minifigure, but one we've seen in the past. Alrighty, so the next minifigure we'll be taking a look at is going to be one of the newer minifigures, and I mean one of the exclusive minifigures to this set, which is the newer designed for Rhino. Design is just in the torso. I mean, the headpiece, we've been getting this headpiece for for a few years already. I know this came back in the Spidey and Friends set, but this minifigure's torso I really do like. It gives me like Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp vibes, but really cool torso. I really do like the little silver that we have right there. Turning him around, you can see that he does also have that armor in his back. Unfortunately, he is reusing the Shang-Chi headpiece, which, you know, I really don't like. I mean, it's cool with the angry face, but, you know, I don't like that. And unfortunately, we do not have any leg printing, which I think would have made this minifigure a little bit better if we had some leg printing or toe printing. That probably would have been really cool, just to, you know, mimic that he has armor going all the way down. But I guess that's why he is gunmetal gray. Still a really cool minifigure nonetheless. Alrighty, so the next minifigure that we're taking a look at is the brand new Mysterio redesign, which I think is really cool. It does have a very comic book vibe to it, which I really do like. You can see the subtle detailing in the gold, which you can see right there, like on the chest piece, the belt, the knees, and on the toes as well, which is really cool. He is reusing a recolored the newer plastic Batman capes, which, I mean, looks okay. I honestly think it would have looked better if it didn't have like the frills at the very bottom of the cape, but still, I think using the plastic piece looks really cool. Honestly, they probably should have done the Doctor Strange one in pink, which I think would have looked really cool, but obviously the dome would have interfered. Speaking of the dome, this is a like a sparkly blue opalescent color, which is really cool. I do like that. But under the dome, you do have this brand new like mystic skull looking design, which is really cool. Turning it around, you do see it still has that like smoky mystic illusion. Like, one of these things that I do like is also the back, which when I saw the back, it gave me classic Loki vibes. It like immediately gave me classic Loki vibes. So maybe people may want to, you know, look into making a custom. But yeah, really cool. My neighbor is jetting out of here, but really cool minifigure. I really do like the design of it. I like the back design a bit more than I like the front. The front is really cool for Mysterio, but the back, you know, the back is really cool for Loki. But yes, I really do like this minifigure. Unfortunately, we do not get that smoke, like that really cool smoke bottom piece for it. We do get these little green stands to mimic the illusion of him standing on smoke. If I can get him to stand on it, there we go. He is gonna topple over, but you know, that's really cool. And then also another illusion that you do have is this newer like cloud piece that was introduced in the Dreams sets last year, I believe. Yeah, last year. But yeah, really cool, showing him casting his powers. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the last minifigure, which is I'm most excited for. Alrighty guys, and here he is, the star of the set, the brand new Venomized Captain America. I know a lot of people have been complaining about getting Venomized characters, you know, Venomized buildable characters, things like that. I, for one, think, you know, this minifigure shows the untapped potential of Venomized minifigures, whether they're villains, heroes, things like that. And this minifigure in particular shows just what they're willing to go, you know, the lengths to go. Because I mean, this shield is so cool. I mean, look at that. The symbiote goo is like wrapping around, morphing the white of the shield, which is amazing. You do have this brand new head cowl piece for Captain America, which is black with a little bit of blue. It does have the A warped, which is again really cool. I really do like this. Hopefully we do get a new piece like this, which I can see people using for like a Black Noir custom minifigure or something like that. But taking a look at the head, you can see he does have the Venom eyes. He is smiling, and he also still has that A right there, which is really cool, turning it around. Unfortunately, there is no design on the back of the head, but the back of the torso, you can see that it is starting to envelop the, or wrap around the back, which is really cool. And yep, you can see we do have dual molded legs for Captain America. Unfortunately, it is just one leg, but I mean, look at what they can do. Imagine if this leg, the right leg, was on the left side. Oh my gosh, this would be such a top tier Captain America minifigure, especially with the little bit of silver going right there on the leg, and the toe printing, the knee printing. Oh man, I wish we could. Lego, please give us a dual molded Captain America with dual molded legs. Please just give us one. Again, this is the star of the set for a lot of people, myself included. And man, oh man, he's probably one of my favorite minifigures of the year so far. And it is what, April, and we still have May, June, July. We have a lot more, sets to be released, but so far this one has been my favorite minifigure that I own, that I have gotten for the year 2026. But yeah, really cool minifigure. But let's go ahead and take a look at the set, because it's not just about the minifigures. Alright, before we actually take a look at the building itself, I did want to show you guys quickly the small little mech for Rhino that is included. You can see, as far as articulation, he doesn't have much articulation. His shoulders are on mixable ball joints, which, you can pose them pretty cool, like if he's gonna jump or if he's gonna slam things. These pieces right here, I'm not quite too sure what they're called. They do hinder his mobility, so he can't really like close his hands all the way. And obviously if you have his hands down, he kind of looks all stocky, which it looks better like that because obviously Rhino's a big guy. But unfortunately, yeah, not much articulation when it comes to the arms, because there is no elbow articulation. When it comes to the chest piece right here, you can see one of the downsides is that you can obviously see Rhino's hands and legs. It would honestly probably benefited this if it was a brick built chest piece to close it, but I mean, I know that they use these for a lot of mechs, especially on Ninjago and things like that. As far as articulations on the legs, you can see that he does have some knee articulation, which I'm actually really glad that it has. But yeah, pretty cool. I do like that design on the sticker right there, but not much to talk about when it comes to the mech. But let's go ahead and take a look at the building now. Alrighty guys, so here is the actual building itself. It's actually pretty tall. If I do say so myself, actually taller than I would have thought. But I guess we'll go with the side buildings, or the side builds right here. As you can see, everything is obviously modular. So first thing we'll take a look at is going to be the newsstand right here. Pretty cool. Nothing going on the inside, but everything cool is going on the outside with the two different Daily Bugle newspapers. One of them is saying symbiotes is anyone safe, and the other one is giving homage to Crusher Hogan's wrestling comeback, which looks pretty cool. You do have the newsstands, comics, magazines, and postcards up there. Again, nothing too fancy when it comes to the actual newsstand, but still pretty cool. As far as the next build we do have, it is the corner street. You do have a sign that says 39th Street. You do have a brick built light, which is actually pretty, honestly, I think this one's actually pretty cool. And then the light post itself, you do have this really cool sticker for the NYC sewer. It does have either it's all rusted up or something fell in it, I'm not quite too sure. And then you do have this small little brick built US mail, what do you call it, like compartment, not really newsstand. But yeah, again, pretty cool. As you can see, these two can connect together, and then obviously you put them, you'll go ahead and put them right here. You'll connect them right about there. But one thing, before I do connect it, I really do like when these buildings have the fire escape on the side, and this one actually has it from the floor, from like the first level all the way down to the roof. A lot of them do stop right here, the last story, but this one actually goes all the way up to the roof, which is pretty cool. On the roof, you don't really have nothing on here. You do have some studs to put some minifigures on. Turning it around and seeing the sign, you do have a pretty big sticker. It says the Daily Bugle News: litter bug leaves webs all over the city, and ironically you do have a little web right there. Tonight at 7 p.m. Just the facts: can the city afford it? Which looks, I mean, looks pretty cool. I do like that face that Spider-Man has right there. It's kind of like, what the, but yeah, still pretty cool sticker in my opinion. As far as the details on the front of the building, look pretty cool. I really do like how it has these like almost like pillar like design going down. You do see it's right going down all the way. You do have some stickers indicating some closed shutters. And then speaking of stickers, this small little like AC unit looking thing, it does have an effect for Mysterio. I don't know if I probably did it way off to the side, but still looks pretty cool. If you just, if you move it, it looks like, he's causing an illusion, which again looks pretty cool. Again, I don't know if I went way off to the side on my sticker placement, but I really do like this like cool illusion looking design. And then going back all the way down to the front door, you do see the Daily Bugle sign over the door, Daily Bugle on the door, and then the 1941. I'm not quite too sure if that's the address or if that's just saying when the Daily Bugle was founded, but yeah, pretty cool. The checkered floors right here, I really do like that. I feel like that makes it look pretty elegant. Unfortunately, there's not much room for the sidewalk, which as you can see, there's honestly not much room for the sidewalk up here, but there is a lot of sidewalk, or not necessarily sidewalk. I think this is the road and this lighter gray is the sidewalk. Not quite too sure what all that is, but yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the interior of the building. Alrighty, so on the first floor, you can see that the newspapers are the same as the ones that are in the newsstand, referring to Symbiotes and Crusher Hogan's. On the other side of the floor, you can see we do have a receptionist chair with a small little receptionist desk with a small little swivel chair, and then you can barely make out what it says on the laptop, but it does say empty bin. But yeah, nothing too much going on the first floor. On the second floor is getting a little bit more interesting. You do have a pretty cool copy machine, which I really do like. It's a copy fax machine. I'm not quite too sure what it's gonna be used for, but here you do have this big old crate, and on top you do have a pizza box, which if you know, it's pizza time. But yeah, opening the crate, you can see there's a camera right there, which again is referencing to the Spider-Man trilogy movies with Tobey Maguire, which is pretty cool. On the third floor, you do see a sticker on there that is giving a reference to Rhino. It says Rhino Rampage breaking Zoo Gate destroyed. But yeah, pretty cool as far as sticker goes. You do have a clock right there. You do have a safe right here. Obviously there is some money in there. I'm not quite too sure if this is like the secretary's desk or whatnot, but you can see right about there it does say drumsticks on sale, which is I think pretty funny. I really do like this build for the computer because you do have a keyboard. Unfortunately, you don't have anything like that on the first floor for the receptionist, but it's okay. I guess the receptionists aren't doing much work in this building. But in the very top floor, I'm assuming this is Jonah Jameson's office because obviously it's his top floor, and it's the computer. You can see it says Spider-Man is the worst. Looks like he's either making a blog or writing an article against Spider-Man. But yeah, he does have a little like award looking thing making referencing that he is one of the top news people. I'm not quite too news anchor. I'm not quite too sure what you want to call it. Editor, news editor. Again, not quite too sure. But right here, you do have a coffee mug and a coffee cup, obviously. But yeah, not much going on the inside as far as super cool. But you know, I do like the small little details that this set is referencing. But let's go ahead and give my final thought on this set. Alrighty, guys. So what do I think of this set? I mean, for $100, I would recommend this set. I mean, compared to the very first Daily Bugle that we've had, this one's better. Again, it's nothing compared to the modular Daily Bugle that we've had, because obviously it's a modular building. That's not being fair. But for the new minifigures that we do get a new style of Rhino. We also do get a fantastic new Venomized Captain America. We do get a new style of Mysterio, also of Miles Morales. But we do get the generic versions and the versions we've been getting of Spider-Man, Ghost Spider, and again J. Jonah Jameson is, I believe, just a mixed mass of pieces we've already had. But again, what do you guys, let me know what you guys think of this set. Thank you guys for watching this review. I'll be putting out a lot more videos as the weeks go on, just because I'll be having a lot more time. But thank you guys for watching. Have a great day and God bless.